Welcome to the channel. How are you guys doing? Thanks so much for being here. Today I'm showing off Regiments 3. Now Regiments is very similar to Warno, although they do have some significant differences. Here's one of them. You guys are seeing a really cool 3D model. It's kind of like a scene here. So you guys see everybody's in action. This is the VDV on the Soviet side. And on the right hand side, you guys see all the statistics you would need to know to use this unit effectively. So here you see survivability, 250%, their engagement range, their accuracy, how many rounds per minute they can shoot, damage suppression, and all the important details. Now in here, in Regiments 3, it's broken up very similar to Warno, where you have Warsaw Pact and NATO. So you have the United States, West Germany, United Kingdom, and all the rest. You have Poland, East Germany, and Soviet Union, who are very similar but also different. So in here, of course, you guys are seeing some, very iconic units. The Mi-24 here, very, very cool. Mi-24P and Mi-24K, which are different. But in Regiments 3, you call these guys in kind of like a support perk, right? You can call in airstrikes, and I will show you more of that later. Here I'd like to go over to the American side, of course, the A-10s. Everybody knows the A-10s, very tanky, pretty beefed up units. And just look at the level of detail here, is absolutely stunning. I wanted to show you guys off just the level of detail here. You guys can see actually MREs here, some ammo cans, you got some rucksacks, some sleeping pads, and some antennas here. It's very, very similar to, when I used to be in the military. The Humvees don't look all that different now, just a little bit more armored, obviously better technology, but still look very similar to this. And a lot of infantry guys figure out really creative ways to just load up their Humvees. I think this is another area where Regiments really excels, is that the scaling in this game is just absolutely accurate. I've been next to a Bradley, and it is about that big. It's pretty massive. And I think this is what the difference between this game and Warno is. The maps for this game aren't as cinematically beautiful, but they are very proportionate and scaled properly. Love seeing these helmets. It was always really cool to see these guys in field problems when they come out of tall grass, like in upstate New York, and it's just very spooky because you never see them coming. Just very beautiful scenery here. It's pretty awesome. And look, you go to National Guard, and it switches uniforms and their equipment. Very, very cool. I think the detail was just phenomenal, especially for one developer. All right, y'all, welcome to the channel. Here we go. I'm going to show you guys off a skirmish. So just like in Warno, since a lot of you guys watch the Warno, kind of do a lot of references to that, just to kind of compare the two. But basically you have all these different points, right? So very similar to Warno, you have all these different zones that you have to capture. The difference is you don't need a command unit to capture these. You could just put any regular unit in here and it will capture them. The whole point of this match is that we have to take all of these points against the enemy. Now the enemy is dug in all over these points, so we basically gotta get rid of the defenses. So when you first start this game out, you guys have some tactical support here on the left hand side, which you guys see. We have an aircraft that can do basically a gun run. We have some arty smoke and some arty illumination, which arty illumination is super cool. I absolutely love that effect. All right, so when we click on here, here's all the different things that we can deploy, different units. You guys see on the right hand side all the information you need to know. I'm going to call in our artillery. I'm going to call in some anti-air, which is the Vulcan. We're going to call in some tanks. I do want recon. I would prefer the longer range, so that's 4 times Dragoon ATGMs, which are 1600 meters, which is great. Plus, it has AT4s as well. So this unit is definitely, I would say, more advantageous. Wish I had more of these, but we just have one. Here we go. So this is perfect. All right, so we have 2 tank units, which I'm gonna move here. If you hold C, you will see. That will be your line of sight here. So if you hold Shift, you can see what you already commanded. Like when you right click like that, you see how it queues it up. So I'm kind of do like that. What you could also do is do shift right. Let's say you do right click, and then you could do E. Right? So I did it like that, which is like an attack command, which is pretty cool. So if you double click on a unit, it will select the same type of units. All right, so let's grab our infantry. We're gonna have the infantry go like that, and we're gonna do click E. And with E, you have to left click to move them. Right? Let's grab our recon. Move them over there. Make sure you pay attention to your recon, because if you don't, they'll get knocked out of the sky. All right, so we've moved. Let's move our Vulcan over here, and your artillery system, wherever it is. Here it is, M109 right here. You could do Control 1. You guys can see that right there. So I did Control 1, so now I can tell my arty unit to move over here. All right, everybody should have a command. There you go. Everybody's starting to move. All right, so let's go. Let's move these guys in. Now, what I can do, I'm just going to go about here until we expose a little bit more. There you go. Got our first. Now here, let's do the artillery illumination here. This gives our 60 seconds of recon. There you go. All right, we're getting engaged, so you guys are seeing us retreat out of there. But we can still see these guys. Now I just want to show you this. If I tap I, I'm going to kind of like a cinematic mode, but look how sick this is. Absolutely stunning when the artillery illumination, it's kind of like flares. And look at that. Exposes the enemy here. Just so you know, guys, if you ever get flares shot at you, you gotta lay and pretend that you're dead. Play dead possum. Because if you move, you're a goner. So you see some dug-in infantry? Engagement's already going on between us and these are our allies who have some Bradleys and M1 Abrams. Quite a few M1 Abrams. You see them moving there. All right. So we got... Let's go just to here. Let's see if we can get away with just chilling here. Which we can. All right, so let's grab our tanks, and we can hold right-click to give like a formation like this. You can spread them out, put them together. I think the engagement is amazing in this game as far as... And look, these guys loaded up. Now if I hit E and click like that, it should go into attack mode. Let's see, we go here a little bit closer. Let's see what we get. See our units engaging. Let's hit X. So if you hit X, you'll be able to unload all your units. There you go. Here's our guys. Let's push up. Just saw our M1 Abrams get a direct hit there. Look how beautiful this is. I mean, this feels like I'm watching a movie. It's absolutely stunning. You see the M1 Abrams engaging the enemy from a distance. Here comes our infantry with their Bradleys. And I was saying, not Bradleys, M113s. What am I thinking? Look at this massive assault push. If you guys know anything about American tactics, it's to always have fire superiority. 10-1, baby. Here you go. These are dug-in BMP-1Ps, but they're taking some intense fire right now from us. Not gonna last long. There you go. We just took out their last BMP-1P, and that you guys are gonna see probably already coming in. Let's see. Oh yeah. So we got to retreat our recon helicopters, OH-58D. Let's push these guys up. Very nice. Let's go take that. And let's get ready. We got to get ready here to start. These guys can load back in and go. Let's push that guy up. Now, whenever I want, I can hit, let's say I'm over here and I double click one. I can go right back to my artillery, because one of the key things in this game is that you have to micromanage your arty, because as soon as you fire a salvo of artillery, you're likely going to get counter battery, so be careful with that. Again, I think where this game excels is just the, like I said, the scaling in this game is just beautiful. It just, you know, you look around, doesn't look like you're just on a little square map. It looks like it goes on for infinity, like it would. And it looks like you're just in a battle zone here. So let's try this out right here. So let's do some counter battery. So we can hit one, hit T once, right? So they'll engage, and then we will move, and then we will queue up another hit. So let's see how that works out. So let's see if we move here. All right, so we got these guys already engaging. Let's push up our infantry here. Let's take this supply, move it up. So these guys have captured here. And look at these. The Russian fighter jets there being suppressed. So that's another cool thing. When you do call in your tactical support, it can be suppressed by anti-air. So let's see. Let's do an example here. Let's do artillery illumination too. Let's see what we get here. So here we go. Not sure if we were actually successful there. We're suppressing the artillery, but our AA did do what they needed to do. Alright, so now we can call in a new task force. I'd like to get some more armor and a cool perk, which is Artillery Strike, which we can call in, and which I will show you the example here. This should take out this unit right here. This is a bummer. I just wasted that, but already will come in 6 seconds. Wish I could cancel it, but I won't be able to. Fortunately, the enemy routed before we could even do that, which is a bummer. All right, let's take one unit of M1 Abrams, push them up that way. Take the next here. So this is what I was wanting to tell you guys about, is that as you play this game, the coolest part ever is that you can basically customize the way you play. So in Warno, you come with a pre-built deck and you have what you have. In this game, you can kind of adjust. So if your enemy is using a certain tactic against you, you need some specific units to go up against that, you can do just that. And so like if, for example, if I wanted some HQ is a command unit that allows better accuracy, suppression, less damage, and coordination. Comes with, you know, Apaches, more recon, and a really cool A10, 4x A10 cluster bombs, which are good against highly armored vehicles. So if I wanted to, I could order that, right? So let's say I called that in, and you will see a massive difference between your unit's performance when you call in the HQ. And this is what I'm talking about. You just, you know, you're improving your play as you go. All right, let's move these guys over, and then we'll start hitting these guys after that. Alright, so once these guys move, they'll end up doing what they need to do. Let's call in an artillery strike here. I don't know what these guys are. We want to hit them here. Alright, these guys are outmatched, so let's push them back until we have more support. We do have quite a bit of points. Gonna call in HQ, and I'd like to call in some more infantry. Do fast. Right. Push these guys up. These points until you build up a lot of points and then just kind of hit the enemy hard. So you don't always have to use it. I'm going to call these guys in. I'm going to move them fast this way. Alright, let's take these M60s and let's see if we can hunt down and find the enemy there. Oh shoot. Oh, let's go back. Here you go. We need to move these guys ASAP up here. Alright guys, so this is probably where you would want to use some ability to smoke. Actually retreat these guys all the way. Alright, so these are riflemen. We got T-72s. We got a lot going on here. I'd like to get a nice little cluster here whenever these guys stop, because I don't want to miss them. Do danger close here. It's very, very intense here, as you guys can tell. So we're moving our HQ back, and here you go, A-10's coming in here. Look at that. Very nice. Got a little bit of hits, so we're repelling the enemy. Here you go, here's the second one. There you go. That was absolutely beautiful. We got T-72s engaging here. Let's see what we can do here. Nice. Getting hits here. Oh, come on, guys. Get up in here. Whew. Enemy's hitting us hard. I'm not gonna lie. Not gonna lie about that. Where we at? Stop. These guys are dug in. Very nice. And there goes, unfortunately, our... Alright, so we have a new task force. We need some helicopters ASAP. Let's get these helicopters out. Because the enemy is about to rout us over here, which is really bad. Okay, one. Gotta do some suppression. Alright. Yeah, it's getting intense here. Enemy really brought their whole force on us here. I'm trying to suppress the enemy as much as we can. Alright, yo, we definitely need more infantry, because we're getting smacked hard right now. The enemy's really pushing hard on us. There you go. That's exactly what we needed to happen. Let's take these guys. Move them over here. So there you go, guys. We actually ended up routing the enemy. That was a very, very intense moment. I feel like they might be trying to hit our HQ there. We're trying to heal up our tanks there. Hopefully resupplying. There's our arty. I tell them a new command. There you go. Perfect, actually. Let's do a new command. Just nice. There you go, guys. What a valiant defense. That was very, very close to being canceled. All right, so let's hit these guys with a bunch of arty. Hopefully we can do... Hopefully we can find these guys. So we got some T-55s over here. Hopefully we were doing good counter battery there. Alright, so we have quite a bit of points. So let's get ourselves some tanks. We need tanks badly. But I would like to... These Bradleys are really helpful. So let's do that for now. There you go, guys. Need to start pushing on the enemy again. Alright, let's move up the supply here. Alright, we're gonna move in on this zone right here. So... Oh. We're already getting engaged there. Let's see, artillery elimination. Let's get better eyes on. Oof, that was a big hit there. Let's stop right there. Alright guys, so we're doing pretty well. Our allies are helping us out here. Got some T-64s right here. Let's try to hit that. Oh, that's not good. Oof. Wow, we just got ambushed there. That was rough. Don't know what that is, but we need to push. Come on, y'all. Push up. Let's go. Alright, what do we have for points? Alright, let's get more infantry. There you go, we're just calling in some artillery there. And our tanks are making short work of these guys, as well as our... Oh boy. Oof, and there you go. Unfortunately, we lost our helicopters. Let's push up with the tanks. I'd like to eliminate whatever is there. Let's keep pushing there. Let's go, guys. Wherever these guys are, let's eliminate them. Move up our HQ. Yeah, these guys need to retreat. Oof. We just took some friendly fire there. You guys saw that? There you go, nice shot there. We just routed the enemy. Let's unload some of the guys there. This will be the last one we need to capture. We need to go back here in the middle. Alright, so... over here, which feels a bit unrealistic if we have controlled the area, but I guess they could get around us. That is possible. Let's do artillery illumination. So we have absolutely captured all the points. Now we just have to hold them, and the enemy will definitely be trying to get closer. And there you go, guys. That was a little bit faster than I anticipated, but I hope you guys did enjoy it. Again, Regiments 3 is a phenomenal game. I highly recommend it. It's not expensive. And it is fully released right now, and there are updates that have been coming. And again, it's one developer. It would be great to see the multiplayer added to this game. It would really add to the replayability of this game.
and it would just be really fun. I can only imagine people would be playing the heck out of this game if it was multiplayer. It's got a lot of similar attributes to Warno, but I believe they either came out around the same time, or this game may have come before Warno. But Warno's got a massive multiplayer support, still a pretty big community who plays that game. Again, but it breaks everything down, right? So I had 55 kills to 20 losses. Really cool right here too. This little statistic here, where it says 99 dead, 179 dead. How many we've had wounded? How many are missing in action? Vehicles lost. So we did quite well. 46 to 102. How many helicopters we lost is a lot, and we lost more aircraft because we called in a lot of air support. But here it breaks everything down, just like it would in Warno. Here it kind of shows what we did, who did what, and how well. Our ammo neighbors were quite busy taking out T-72s, quite a few T-55s, and whatnot. So it's cool to see all the statistics, and yeah, this game is pretty great. So I hope you guys enjoy this game. If you guys enjoy the content, do smash that subscribe and like button. It does help the channel grow. Really cool to see how we are slowly growing. We're about to hit 500,000 views on this channel. It's just funny that I started this channel kind of just as a fun thing and not to waste my time playing video games, and now it's kind of growing into something, so I'm really excited. Do appreciate you guys' support, and yeah, let me know in the comment section if you guys what you guys think about this game. I think it has a lot of potential, and I really hope they continue to further the development of this game. All right, you guys have a great weekend and take care.